welcome everybody to some more Cities Skylines. We're back here once again in Caffeinopolis for a nice chill stream, expanding our spaghetti factory that we are working on here. Not too much spaghetti in like the core downtown area of Caffeinopolis. Caffeinopolis. However, there is a little bit of tagliatelle over in in the industrial area. It's a little dire. It is working, I might add. The measures we have put in place to lessen the impact of traffic seem to be working. This like on-ramp, these off-ramps, this on-ramp to the roundabout. Oh my goodness. Oh, the buildings are burning down. Where are the fire department? Where are you guys? Oh, it's a one-way street. They've got to go this way. This is a slight design flaw. They have to follow the donut cars onto the roundabout to then turn left. Why are you in the outside lane? I will never know. Oh no. Oh no, the traffic. I've made this. This is so bad. Well, so they're over here and they have to go down, around, right, and then up. And then if they want to get to here, they have to go all the way up, left, and then down. Oof. Well, that has definitely brought a few of our city's issues to the forefront. I do think that if we were to just move this here, quite a few of our issues will be solved. Because now, if there's anything on the main street that's an issue, they can just go straight forward. You know, they can do anything here. They can turn around at the top and do anyone on this side. That does mean that we have now disconnected the power, but that's fine. We can reconnect that fairly easily. And it is still going to be a little bit janky to get to certain locations, like getting up, like getting to this building still requires them to go left and then all the way up and then left and then all the way down. But unfortunately, I think that's just a price we're going to have to pay because unfortunately, unlike in the real world where fire truck drivers, firemen, as some would call them, they would presumably just break the law and drive the wrong way down this road and then just like turn right here to get to the fire. However, in City Skylines, the firemen are strict traffic rule followers and will only abide by the traffic laws imposed by the city. We do appear to be having an ever so slight power issue. Now, at the end of the last stream, we put down this behemoth of a building over here, the geothermal power plant, which is currently providing 100 megawatts of power to Caffeinopolis. Now, at the time, it was only ever so slightly like good enough to get the job done. We didn't really have enough power then, and so now obviously time has passed and it's definitely not good enough. So I think our best solution really is going to be to put another one of these down. We did have coal power before, but the coal power was not working. Like we weren't getting enough coal. Maybe due to traffic. But as far as I know, the geothermal power plant, it is more efficient from an upkeep standpoint than the coal power plant in terms of like the amount of dollars it costs to keep it running to the amount of megawatts that it generates. But it does cost a lot more upfront and it does cause noise pollution. However, right now, these are all kind of just hanging out by our recycling centers. And I don't really think that the recycling centers care how loud it is. Toxic coal power bad? Exactly, yeah. Also, if we're going to try and be somewhat environmentally friendly, which we have been doing to some degree, we've managed to set up, I think over here somewhere, we have 2 inland water treatment plants, so as not to, dump polluted water into the river. However, the downside to that is that we're now just polluting the land around the inland water treatment plant as opposed to polluting the river, which is arguably not much better. But we're trying. We've got recycling plants. We've got water. We're trying to keep things somewhat eco-friendly. All right, if we hit play, we should hopefully start to see these little bubbles of electricity disappearing as new electricity is now available within the city. We now have an 80 megawatt surplus, so much so that in fact I will go and reduce the budget for electricity. We're right back down to 100%, which is of course going to reduce the available capacity, but is also going to save us money in the short term. So we were working on getting rid of the landfill site, which is getting there slowly but surely. We are at 12% capacity right now. And so hopefully within the next couple of minutes here, we'll be able to fully remove that landfill site and use 100% recycling centers to get rid of all of our garbage in our city. Now, we're filling up fairly quickly down here. I think how long actually before we unlock offices? We unlock offices in high density commercial at 7,000 people, which we're not too far away from. We do have a bit of extra demand for commercial right now, and so I will put down a few more kind of commercial strips, maybe like here. And I don't want to go quite all the way up there, and so I'll just do like this bit here, I think. Maybe the same over on this side, like here and here. Should do just fine. Might have to cut through some of these in the future. Also, we could probably build stores going all the way up to the landfill. I'm not too sure if anybody is going to want to position their store right next to the landfill. But, you know, it's probably going cheaper than market rate. And so a savvy investor might pick up this slot on the cheap. And then once the landfill's gone, they made a profit. Now, we do still have quite a bit of kind of fire unsafety at the top of the map here. So much so that I think I will put down a one of these bigger fire stations. The trouble with it is that it costs $1,400 per week, which is quite pricey. We could put it down like here, maybe. I'm trying to think of where I could put it so that it's got good access to everything. Like putting it here works, but then they've got to drive, you know, quite far just to get onto the main roads, and then even further if they want to get to anybody else. This could work, although it is... I was going to say it's quite far away from the center, although if we're going to build out kind of more over here, this might be fine. It might also be fine just to put it down next to the landfill. You know what, sure. For now, we'll put this down. I know there's like buildings here, but for now, we're going to put it down like right there. Look at that. People love it. Everyone's happy. Hopefully, our risk of fire is an all-time low, apart from these guys down here who are a little bit more susceptible. But if needs be, we can always put down like another smaller fire station over there in the future. In fact, we could even probably make this a bit more efficient just by moving this fire station. Like if we move this over here somewhere. So I don't think it needs to be that close, right? Like we put it like right here. Yeah, look at that. Suddenly everybody, almost everybody is in the blue, right? And these guys are kind of close to this fire station, even though in reality, to get from this fire station to these buildings, this truck has to go, you know, via a motorway and travel quite some distance, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 6. I'm going to fill all of these in with residential. We could also start looking to maybe throw down a few parks, a few playgrounds. Right now, our entertainment is very low, and people will, I believe, upgrade their houses once they believe that their area is nicer. Yeah, educate more citizens to allow the building to be upgraded. Make sure your education facilities can handle the potential students. So, I believe, as of right now, we have a public library, which is giving a small boost to education. I'm also fairly certain that we have an elementary school that's not quite full yet, so that's fine. And then we have a high school. Oh no, we have another elementary school, which is also doing fine. I thought we did... Did I not put down a high school? I didn't, because it costs $24,000. However, we now have $89,000. And thus, I'm going to speed things up so we can keep bringing in that money nice and quick. And we could probably put this down somewhere maybe fairly central. People still complaining about lack of workers, but that's okay. I don't think it necessarily has to be like in the middle of the downtown area, but maybe like over here on the main road? Sure. This residence here, the Ivy residence, hanging on by the skin of their teeth there, only just getting through. High school students in the city is going down, apparently. But that's looking good. We have ample space for all of our students now. Also, people need a road here, I believe. Because otherwise they cannot turn around and get back to where they were before. Same's true on this end. People can they can go to this store here. The convenience store. They're all convenience stores. What are they actually? They can go to these burger places. But they can't turn around. They're trapped at the burger location if they decide to go there. But let's take a look at some of these parks, shall we? Some of these options that we have. A botanical garden. Ooh. It's a nice park-like area for people to relax in and raises the surrounding land value. That sounds pretty good. And it has a gigantic area of effect. You know what? I think I'm going to put it up here. It doesn't quite encompass all of the residents, not even close. But we are going to build more up in this direction. And it also hopefully can mitigate some of the landfill woes that we've been having. You know what? I might even put it down right next to the landfill. This landfill is going to go. It's 1% full. Look at this. It's beautiful. People are loving life. People are upgrading their stores to accommodate the new botanical garden. That's what you would do, right? In the real world. You owned a store across from a landfill and someone built a botanical garden there. You would instantly invest in changing your store. 0% full. Can I delete this now? I can. Okay, here we go. Finally. Bulldoze. Yes. Oh. There is still going to be some ground pollution. But it's so faint. I love the classical music in the background. Such a nice little addition, you know? But that's all gone. That's perfect. We should do the same thing further down, I think, as well.
Your home for the best works of the great
Hold on.
masters.
Oh. I was hoping he would speak for longer. He didn't. I need like a hotkey that boosts up the game music. Because I want to hear that guy talking. Any chance I can. Are there different stations? There are indeed. So the game defaults to this station. Which is just like the classic City Skyline music. That you may have heard. And then there's Cities Radio. Hold on. Which is, you know, also kind of chill. Official Mars Radio.
At the Forest Foundation, we care about 3 things. Tree things, nature things, and the third thing, bird things. The homes of native birds are being destroyed at an alarming rate. That's why our goal is to give a birdhouse to every bird on Earth. Humans stopped living in trees ages ago. It's time we invited birds indoors with the rest of us. Do your part and text Dirty Birdie to 3030 to donate a bird bath to 30 birdies. You can either be part of the problem or you can be with us, the Forest Foundation.
Oh, jeez. All right, give me the classical music back. There is a warning, by the way, that I can't play Gold FM because Gold FM has like some copyright music on it, so we'll bring that back down. Oh boy, that was hashtag Dirty Birdies. Oh, you know, that's brilliant. And also they have like they have DLC radio stations as well, so you can even purchase, I believe, more radio stations if the radio is really what you're here for. Do the stations react to the city? I don't know. I don't think so, but that could be the case. All right. I'm not quite sure what we're in the need of right now. I know we've got like rising demand for everything. That's usually a good sign. I think we can increase the land value because usually the way it works is putting down more pucks. This is not land value. This looked like cash to me, these like square icons. Which one is land value? Is it this one? These are levels. It's probably the dollar sign, right? Yeah, that's the one. So you can see right now the land value is kind of middling around pretty much everywhere. It's getting slightly high in this kind of downtown area around the library. But as we increase the land value, the buildings around in that land should kind of upgrade as well. We should get more advanced buildings as we go. So we do also have unique buildings. We can put down things like the winter market, the bird and bee haven, excuse me. It does cost money to upkeep, so it's maybe not worth it. It does cost $480, but it's a paradise for birds and bees. Birds and insects are crucial to any ecosystem, and having a bird and bee haven makes citizens happier as their plants get pollinated and their birds eat nasty insects. Look at this, $30,000. Now, I do kind of need to think about what I'm going to do as we get towards the edge of the city here, like how we're going to work with this grid. For the most part, I think it's actually kind of a problem, a non-problem. Like, I think, I really want to just kind of, oh, there we go, perfect. I think we just do something like that. That way we get some lovely, like, beachside, I say beachside, it's not really much of a beach, is it? It's like riverside properties that people can snatch up if they really want. Whilst also keeping the grid-like layout that we have for our downtown city area. I like it. Not quite sure if we're going to bother with anything here, though. That seems like a little bit small. But we'll probably do a similar thing all around. If you missed the last stream, by the way, my current plan is to have somewhat of a grid-like city in the center here. I still might kind of rework some of these areas because these grids are quite repetitive. We might try and make this look a little bit nicer in the future. Right now, we're just working on, you know, getting some income in. But then as we sprawl out into the surrounding areas, we're going to make some more kind of suburban roads and have some more winding paths and stuff like that. Let's get rid of these abandoned buildings. Someone did ask if I have any mods installed. Right now, we don't have any mods installed. And thus, we have to manually delete abandoned buildings, which is a pain in the backside. Not enough raw materials. Now, I don't know if that's like a pop-up that is trying to get us to build local industry. And that is something we talked about in the last stream. We do have the option for industry specialization. So if you set up a district like this, and then you build industry inside of it, you can then specialize that district, I believe, with... Wait, am I doing that wrong? Oh, I am, yeah. So get rid of that. Over here, there are industry specialization. So we could like set up a farming area, and then any industry, you know, buildings that you put down will become farming buildings. So it might be the case that we need more specialized industry nearby to kind of provide for all of these industries over here, potentially. Can you change the grass to sand? That's a good question, actually. I don't think so, but I could be entirely wrong on that. There are even like fences. Hey, look at that. We have become a big town. We've unlocked a new 2 by 2 kilometer area. We've unlocked some new features, new taxation policies, always good to have. New services, the metro. We don't have any public transport yet, which is definitely something that I want to change in today's stream. We have new office specializations. So much like with the industry specializations that I was just talking about, where you have like farming or ore mining or oil drilling or any of that kind of stuff, you can also specialize an area of offices to be, for example, an IT cluster. So all of the buildings with all of the office buildings within a given district will be IT office buildings. Something to bear in mind. Leisure specialization. And then we've got a ton of new policies that we can enact. So we can increase tax for high density residential areas and maybe increase tax for the commercial buildings, try and get some more money off those. Not quite sure what lightning rods does. Maybe it puts down lightning rods to prevent people being hit by lightning. Potentially. Give people free lunches. Most importantly, we now have high density residential, high density commercial, and regular density offices. Which is pretty great. We've unlocked blimps as well. And then a ton of new buildings like the university. There's so much new stuff. Look at that. When you start to add DLC in this game, there are so many like things that you unlock so fast, which is great. It's also very sparkly at the top there. But what I was going to say is that we could put like fences down over here at the end. I don't know what kind of fences you'd want. I was hoping like for a seafront kind of fence, but it looks like we've mostly got industry fences, but you could put like a fence here to block off the river, make it look a little bit more detailed. But to the best of my knowledge, we can't actually change the terrain without a mod, at least, from grass to sand. Oh man, you can just call these in? No, don't do it. I did not know. We can, however, put down like rocks, which is actually very interesting. I had no idea that you could do that. You could just go ahead and like plop down a rock. That's pretty neat. You can really kind of micro detail your city like that. It's not money that needs to be spent, in all honesty, but it's interesting enough. Varisk, welcome. He says, oh, just a small earthquake. No, I don't want to do any earthquakes. We don't have disaster relief available. We don't have any of that stuff ready to go. And so as of right now, there are no plans for earthquakes. But that could change. So also, as the demand for housing increases, what we can do is we can start to replace some of the kind of more expensive land with high density residential. So stuff like this right here can be upgraded. Now we do need to unallocate it and then reallocate it. And that is going to cause, I think, a slight population decrease while those people are kicked out. But we should then see a larger population increase as more people come to fill their spots, right? How is traffic doing? It's doing okay. I am still a little worried. We're still having trouble with raw materials, eh? I am still a little worried, though, about our current road setup. We got like single, oh, I guess, yeah, we got like single lane roads all over the place, which could severely limit the flow of traffic later on down the line. Wow, kicking people out to make way for the 1%. Yep. I mean, we're making room for more people. We're housing even more people, Varisk. So never fear. And we're just making room for more high school students. You know, people need to they need to get an education. And so having more space for people to live here, just common sense, right? I'm going to do the same on this side as well. You do have to be somewhat cautious. Because if you go too quick and put too much high-density residential down, you can very quickly outstrip the actual demand for residential. Like if I was to try and, you know, get rid of all of this and make it all high-density, we would very quickly see this green bar, which indicates the demand for new houses, just plummet. We have to balance it, of course, with commercial and residential. Speaking of which, we can do the same here. We can kind of remove some of the regular commercial and replace it with new high-density commercial. Big old superstores and malls and shopping centers. Has managing traffic gotten any easier? I don't think so. In the base game, I think the traffic management is still as it always has been, which I know is the thing that a lot of people are not fans of. I've just come to the terms with the fact that I'm quite bad at managing my traffic. There are mods you can get that I think make traffic management a little easier. And there might be some stuff in the new mods that I've not played with yet that also makes traffic management easier. You've got two high schools together? I don't think we do, but maybe. Oh, I totally do. I thought I didn't make one, but I have made one. I mean, to be fair, we do need both of them. Because right now there are 1,200 students who can go to high school, and between the two high schools, they are both going there. It's fine. They can be rival high schools. I kind of want to, in this case, I kind of want to move them and make them face each other, right? Like this. Make it like a top-tier rivalry. What's, here we go. This is, so we'll say this is north. This is, east side high. And this is west side high. They're both, like, left of the main road. But these are two rival high schools right here in the downtown Caffeinopolis area. They will battle There's no, like, we should put down some kind of sporting.
Welcome to the classics. Classical music for classy people.
Like a basketball court. Here we go.
That's classicist. Look it up.
Boom. Look at that. Right, actually, I'm going to move that. We're going to put that like right in the center. It's going to be a bit wasteful on space. And unfortunately, it's not centered. You know what? I'm going to put it there. I'm going to unmark some of these. Like, we're going to unmark that so you can't build a house like right next to the basketball court. But they're going to compete on this basketball court to see who is the best. Do we have like another sport for those who are not into basketball? Can we get like a chess club down? Tropical garden. A Japanese garden. Other parks is all it says there. I could have sworn that maybe there was like a football or like for the American among you, a soccer field. Oh, you can put on like trash cans. Like individual. Can I put like an individual trash can? Look at this. People going to play basketball should have a... Look how small this trash can is. My goodness. We're going to rotate it a little bit. Boom. That is some next level attention to detail right there. But you know how the kids are. They're going to be dropping, you know, packets of Skittles? What are the kids eating these days? All over the place, unless we have dedicated bins for them to put stuff in. You also could do with a bench. I wish I could get a bit closer. These things are so small. Do we want these facing this way so they can like watch the basketball game? Tide pods. Yikes. Crisps. You know what? You have to sit and watch the traffic. I had no idea, by the way, that you could put down high level bench. Like, I knew there were mods that let you do things like this, but I did not know. Oh, look at this. We can build like a little park. Oh, here we go. You know, it's lunchtime at the school. Some kids are going to go play basketball. Others are going to hang out, you know, do something on these tables here. I'll put down a few more bins. I like this. I don't think a high school would have like a spinning wheel or a high level spinning wheel. That seems more reserved. Oh my goodness, a seesaw. Look how small that seesaw is. That seems like the kind of thing that is reserved more for the elementary school maybe, right? But a standing stone? Boom. That is definitely the kind of thing that a high school would have nearby. Maybe a kiosk? A rider statue. Such a bizarre set of resources that we have here. You gotta have lighting. You know, if the kids want to come here after school and hang out, they've got to be able to see what they're doing. You know, it's gotta keep it bright. All English high schools have stone circles and castles. We all know this. That's true, yeah. We do all have a lot of stone. These university trash bins, I've seen these around, but we've got enough trash bins for now. I like that. I don't necessarily like what I've done. I actually hate this. I'm going to get rid of this gosh dang horse rider statue because I dislike it tremendously. I'm going to replace it with like a different looking but ultimately similar stone rock for symmetry's sake. Like that. But I like the fact that you can do this. I like the fact that you can put these things down. The statue would look nice in between the roads. Ooh, you're actually not wrong there. Like maybe over here somewhere. Yeah, it definitely could look cool around here. And this is like the center. I might put it a bit further up, maybe like over here for now. And we'll definitely do some more work with the middle section in the future to kind of, you know, flesh this out and make it look a little bit nicer. I wish we could put like hedges down. Like long rows of hedges. And I might be able to be fair. You could kind of do a makeshift one with vegetation, right? If you got a small enough bush, you could kind of... Oh gosh, that's so big. I was going to say you could kind of just fill in around the outside here. That's a bush. Now that is a bush. But yeah, we have the so we now have the West Side and East Side High School rivalry. That's fine. They can hang out. They have to share the basketball court though. For now, we'll build something else like over here soon. But that's great. How is the so how's the land value doing now? Are we doing much better? Look at this. So the land value, this is getting significantly lighter, significantly closer to green, which I'm very happy about. Demand for industry is rising despite the perpetual abandonment of pre-existing industrial buildings. So, I'm thinking, we also do have this whole area over here, by the way, in which we can build a new city. We did buy this this tile here. Public transport as well. Don't let me forget that, chat. I do want to get some public transport down in today's stream. But before we do that, let's try and deal with the current issue in it's music, man. In industry. So we have forestry, farming, ore, oil, and generic industry. The generic industry is kind of what we already have. We also have some other districts that we could work with, like the IT cluster. We don't have any officers yet either, which we might need soon, especially as we get more highly educated workers. Right now, our highest level of education is still the high school. However, we could, if we wanted to, throw down a big old university. I'm pretty sure that the university and the MTI, the Modern Technology Institute, are the same thing. The MTI is a bit more expensive, but I think they both do the same thing in that they give the public, a higher level of education. Isaac, don't forget public transport. Thanks, Shaggy. I appreciate the reminder. I can hear all the dinging. It's always good. You know what? Let's do it. Let's throw down a university. We're gonna put it a bit further away. I might even put it like all the way up here. That does seem quite far away, but I want to make, this area up here a bit more prestigious as well. Like we can't have all of the stuff in the downtown area, right? We gotta have an uptown as well. Yeah, let's put it. I'm thinking about where my roads are potentially gonna go next. I guess we're gonna have, much like further down, we're probably gonna have roads here and here, and then just bits coming off of those. So you know what? Also, let me figure out. I think here is where the next block would be. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, university. Oh, it's not big enough. We're gonna have to break our road system to fit the university in. You know what? You know what, chat? You know what I think I might do? I might build like an entire block just for the university. Something like this. Make this like the whole, like a dedicated university area. Right? Maybe have like the university in the middle, like this. Build things around it. Have some dedicated housing for university. I think we can like district around that. Like, oh yeah, look at this. We have like the campus DLC. So there's a campus area. We can set up a campus area. I might even make it bigger. I'm not quite sure what we can put in the campus area. But if we designate this as being our campus area. This is not getting industry done, by the way. Which is what I was supposed to be doing. And also public transport. You also don't need to be quite so fine with your district boundaries, but you might as well, right? There's no reason not to be fine. Okay. This campus area has no administration building. Build a trade school, a liberal arts college, or a university administration building. Okay, so where do we build all of this stuff? Let me slow things down because our industry demand is getting out of control. You know what? Actually, temporarily, we also have a power issue, but the power issue is easily fixed by raising the power budget temporarily. Despite the increasing abandonment of buildings here, I'm going to put just a little bit of industry down there to kind of quench, and maybe even here as well, to quench some of this demand that is currently here. So let's have a look. Education. Varsity sports, museums, university campus area. Oh, we need a population of 34,000 before we can do anything with the university campus area. Liberal arts campus area, trade school campus area. So we can set up a trade school admission building, which I assume then unlocks these. Have a trade school campus area. All right, well, I guess we're pivoting, chat. Forget whatever we had here. We're going with a trade school campus area. Oh, you can set up like parks as well. That's cool. How does one set up a trade school campus area? Was it in here? Maybe just putting this down produces a trade school campus area? It does. Beautiful. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So now we can put down like a trade school dormitory, a trade school study hall, groundskeeping, a book club, and then these require our reputation to be increased. Excuse me? Campus area info. Look at this. So we've got Daffodil College. Sure. Academic year is like 0. Reputation level is unrecognized. Tuition fees are currently 0. Policies, student healthcare, free lunches. My goodness, this is so in-depth. I had no idea this was a thing that we could build. But I love it. We can build like these paths with decorations inside of the pre-existing area. Look at this. You gotta walk over, put the building there. Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll build that in a second because I want to know. You know, I'm gonna move. I think this. You can't build it in the middle. I wanted to see if we could build one of these, right? And then build this on the path. You can't. Must be placed on a roadside. Okay. In that case, then we'll leave that there. We won't bother with moving it. So I was kind of liking the idea of having this kind of just in the campus area somewhere. You have to walk into it, as opposed to it just being available street side. Can I rotate this to face like this way? Please. No, stop. All I want. How much does it cost to move? It cost me $6,000 to move it. We do have $662,000 though, and so in the interest of getting this done right, boom, there we go. I want this lovely, you know, pillared entrance to be on the main street, right? That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. And so now we need to put down some other stuff, like the trade school study hall. I guess we probably also want to have some paths in the middle here, like inside the campus. We will make them one-way paths, I think. So we'll just have like a road that comes in, you know, here, and then maybe turns out. You know what? We can. This is our time to be a little windy, I think, right? To have like a. Maybe go a little further out. Maybe like this. And have some beautiful campus buildings inside of here. Because, you know, this is kind of the one place in the city where you can kind of freely express this kind of stuff. I know that's not a wind, but I feel like it warrants itself there. Maybe we'll do like one of these. Sure. I like it. We can put some of the buildings down inside this lovely college area. Put a road halfway up the middle and then put the campus in the middle at the end of the road. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean like have the road go kind of up part way and then have the campus bit in the middle? You think we should have the admissions building right at the center? I don't know what else we need to build. Like there's no like education room, right? We have to put down a bunch of stuff around here. The dormitory, the study hall, groundskeeping. Groundskeeping, I guess, can go somewhere on the on this like windy path. Maybe like right there. Book club can also go somewhere on the windy path. I do like that idea though. Like maybe getting rid of Jackson Street. I don't know. I kind of let me think here, because I want this to maybe be like here. I still want it to be visible from the main road. Is that halfway? I have no idea. It looks kind of halfway. I think. Yeah, maybe something like that. We'll get rid of these other trees for now, kind of clear this area out. We can fill it with our own seesaws and whatnot in a second. But I do kind of dig that. Let me do a quick check on how like wide that is. So it's like 1.5 ticks. I think it's a little to the right, but I think that's kind of as close as we're going to get it without counting these squares, which I don't think I'm going to do just yet. You need water, eh? That's fine. I can do some water here. Gokkenjank University. GNJU. Where are you going this year to university? I'm off to GNJU. It's just off of Hunter Street. You head down Miller Lane. Miller Lane. Apparently, the story goes that the person who made the university can't spell. And thus, it's forever now known as Miller Lane. Who would have ever thought? You'd think that a university professor would be able to, or even just creator, would be able to make something like that work. Just a friendly reminder that you need to do public transport and your industry is near max. And that is a good, friendly reminder. I appreciate that. And you make a good point that quite plausibly, this little passion project over here is maybe not the top priority right now. Okay. Brief detour. Industry. Farming. We've got some fertile land up here. We also have fertile land over here. Now you can put curved roads back coming off the campus. Well, we'll have some more. Yeah, we'll definitely have some more curved roads. I get what you're saying. We can kind of delete this now and then we can have more curved roads around this thing. That is definitely true. It's a shame that all of our kind of like farming area is that our farming area? Hold on, I might be mistaken actually. No, yeah, the bright spots kind of indicate where we can farm. We do have a few areas where we could mine, and we also have quite a few areas where we could set up like some forestry as well. It's gonna be a little janky coming this way because we got to cross the train station. Do we have rail unlocked? No. Oh, no, it's metro. We don't have train. Because unfortunately, until we unlock train, we can't, like, really work with this too much. I was thinking about bulldozing some of this rail and then having it go underground, but I don't think that we can bulldoze it and rebuild it until we unlock it. So we need to hit that 10,000 people milestone. So that it kind of just touches there. And then the same on the other side, like that. I really wish I had the mod that let you kind of like just ever so slightly tweak the roads. Because it's a little off there. I'm just going to move it over just a smidge on this right-hand side, but I do like that. It's still off, isn't it? Gosh dang it. That That is the trouble with this game sometimes. It's far... That's better. It's far too easy to... Oh, it's a little janky. It's far too easy to spend all of your time doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I think that's because I want it to actually go to like there, and then I connect it with something straight in the middle. It's not perfect, but I think that might work. Pretty sure a mod maker created a mirror roads tool. There's a ton of mods. That wouldn't surprise me. This is obviously all one way. I'm going to make this all two way. Although I guess actually, that makes no sense. This road is one way, so it makes sense for this to also be one way, like this. But just turn these around so they go the correct way, like that. Perfect-ish. It is definitely perfect-ish. It's a little off on this side, and I might, come back to that in the future. But for now, I think that is good enough. And then you can kind of have some more roads kind of coming off of this road potentially and hitting up surrounding buildings. Yeah, let me delete some of these pre-existing roads here, and we'll re-put down this in a second. Let me check my city real quick. Every so often you gotta make sure that your city's not, burning down. Is all. Not enough raw materials. Okay, well, we'll work on that in a second. Don't worry. Good enough university. Is that fairly straight? Yeah, that's fairly straight. Something like that. Anybody else feel like he's not done any industry or public transport yet? Never fear. Both industry and public transport will get their time. I have, however, recently discovered, oh, that's not what I want to do, that there are new tools in the game that I have yet to play with. And thus I am very intrigued as to their potential. It's kind of looking like some legs, maybe. Arm. Maybe like a ponytail flying up in the wind. It's looking a bit odd. I'll grant you that. But I love the symmetry. I love the symmetry, man. So the dormitories, they can go at the back, I guess, a little bit. Maybe like round here. We'll put them like right there. And we'll maybe actually have like a road that goes just around certain buildings. Like that seems like it makes a good deal of sense. Yeah. And then we'll kind of fit the rest of these in as we go here. So groundskeeping, as mentioned previously, I don't think I want it in the front area here. This can be like reserved for a statue, maybe some trees. We'll put this like over in the back somewhere, but still on one of these. I like it on the idea of it being on one of these windy roads. So like right there. Book club. The most important of clubs. We'll put that just across from the dorms. We don't unlock any of this other stuff. We do have to put down a study hall, right?
You're listening to the classics.
Yes.
The home of music that looks as good on paper as it sounds when played through an oboe.
Now, alas, that isn't going to fit in there. It's too wide. And thus, once again, it seems unfortunately I'm going to have to destroy this poor man's home in order to put down this. And I think what we'll do, I've completely destroyed the idea of waviness and of curved roads in our city, in our university campus at least. But I think we'll have this like in the middle here. with space around it for foliage and whatnot. Put a shop in the area. There is shopping not too far away. Like there's commercial here and there's going to be commercial right across the road, like right here. We could have, however, a little bit of commercial like inside of the university campus for a bit more of a realistic feel. But I think that's all the buildings we can put down right now. We can, of course, add some little footpaths with decorations, or as decorations, I should say. I don't know. I guess we could fit one of these like down. Oh, it's a little. Maybe not. I guess we can do stuff like this. Yeah, put like a few of these all over the place so that, you know, students can get out. Maybe we can make these a little wavy, as regular paths would be. Maybe we'll change those in the future, but we'll see. All right, so is there anything I have to do to... Well, first of all, we have to provide this with water and electricity. It looks like the electricity has now been funneled in, which is good. Also, before I forget, let's put down the groundskeeper again. He's going to go right there at the back. So I think that we have a fully functioning trade school. Trades admission building. Student healthcare? Check. Free lunches? Check. Academic works? Oh, so what's this here? Academic staff. Academic work creation chances 30%. While hired, academic staff accumulate a bonus to the academic work creation change throughout the time span of the academic year. So we can hire more academic staff to really bump up our chances here. Let's hire 10. Is that like 5,000? 5,000 a week? 5,000 per academic? Wait. It says 5,000 per academic staff. Surely that's not 50,000, right? I think it's 10,000, 5,000 for the 10, right? Presumably. Oh, look at that. Our academic year is going. Ends in 21 weeks. Current level. We've got students. We got 740 out of 500 students. Campus attractiveness is quite high. Tuition fees are also on the rise. Our expenses are up there as well, but this is coming along. I like it. You know, let's put down that little bit of commercial. We're going to keep it low density as well. We'll have like a low density commercial area over here. And maybe like also right here as well. So you can just like set up a few little stores for the students to access on campus. We can even maybe put down some like high density residential maybe as well to simulate some other, you know, living arrangements. I know there are already dorms here, but we could add some more stuff. Or maybe even just throw down like, you know, another basketball court. I think makes a lot of sense. You know, basketball's a game people play. What is the ground land value here now? Not particularly high. That's okay. But the value down here has gone up significantly. These guys don't have educated workers. We can still put down a university. I don't know if this fulfills the need for a university. I don't think it does. Let me check the education tab. Oh, no, it does. Look at that. This does fulfill university. So you look at high school. We've got both of our high schools right next to each other. Elementary school is doing okay. Eligible 558, capacity 600. So we have just enough space right now for all of our elementary school aged children. High school, we got loads of capacity. And then university, we don't have people eligible. Oh no, we have loads of people eligible, but nowhere near enough capacity. Can I increase the capacity by adding more dorms? Like, how does the increased capacity work here? Let me do a quick test. If I add... The dormitory is a residential building for students for the duration of the academic studies. Building increases the campus area's attractiveness, student capacity, and requires a trade school campus area. Oh, so if I put down another one of these... Oof. Even if we got rid of the park there, we couldn't put it there. We could maybe put it here. Oh, it's a bit too... Tiny bit too long. We could put it there though, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know we signed a contract and everything, but you're actually out of here. And instead, we're putting down yet more dormitories. Same is true for you, book club. You are of high priority, but your high priority is not quite as high as getting all of our people educated. So we're going to move you out like over here. And we're going to throw down another dormitory right next to the pre-existing one. So does that like double our capacity there? Look at that. This one filled up instantly. 300 students. I actually had no idea. So our capacity has gone up. Our capacity is only gone up by 300. We would actually need so many more dormitories to get this going. I think that we have... Oh yeah, look at that. We do need more study halls, I guess, because our study halls also fill. We need a bigger area. Our campus is too small. We need more space. The campus becomes longer and takes up yet more of our city's vital time and resources. Let's do some other. Like let's put our next set of dorms like over here. I think like a little further away, not in campus area. Do not fear. I will extend out the campus area. Perfect. Just make sure you can get that out-of-state tuition. That is not a reference that I get. All our tuition is the same. All right, how does this work? So we can just put this down like here. It's a little bit wasteful on space. I guess we could maybe move that in just a tick, like right there, to make to make some very small gains in efficiency. It doesn't mean we're gonna be able to put two of these down, right? No, we still gotta put two down. So I think we'll put one in the middle, and that'll give us some space either side, and then we'll do the same like opposite. Like that will have like again some opposing dormitories, like that maybe. Sure, we can fill some stuff in around this in the future. We're probably going to need another study hall then, I guess. This building increases campus attractiveness and needs to be placed within the trade school campus area. I don't know if we actually need another one of these. Like, I think that if I hit play, does our university capacity, it goes up kind of no matter what. Like, we're at 1,300. We still have way more people eligible than we actually have in the school, and this does have like a lot of people in here. Students with spare time can use the study hall to do their homework, projects, or prepare for exams. So we have nowhere near enough space like for our students to study, but we do have space for them to live, which I guess is good. Oh, we can pick our... Oh, we can give a research grant. Okay. The free lunches. That's what's bringing everybody in. It's the free lunches. Our campus attractiveness is way above average. Academic works is 0 out of 2 though. So we need to get 2. Oh, I see. So as soon as we get 2 academic works, our reputation is going to go up. And so I might put a little bit more money into... Oh, I don't know. Like, we do only have 11,000. Like, if I bump this up, that's an extra 2,000 a month that we're putting into to our university, when I don't know if we're going to see like big returns on that investment. Put a big fountain at the entrance. I agree. Actually, let's have a look. I was looking for this. I got thrown off. Do we have any nice big fountains? There's a city park, which we don't have just yet. Although we do have a couple of things that we could... Oh gosh, it's so small. that we could put down. Oh, here we go. Look at these. So like hedges, this is kind of what I was on about. Gosh, it would take so long to build these. But I was on about maybe putting these down along the center of our highways. Do you know what I mean? To kind of flesh like all the way along. But boy. Can you like, group copy and paste? No? I want to have these, you know, kind of all around. Alas, or even, you know, the ones with flowers look nice as well, you know, like little flower beds going all along the middle or something. But if I have to manually place every single one of these, that is going to be a complete and utter nightmare. And also, if I can't like hide part of the bushes as well, like I want that there, but then I want rid of this end bit. Okay, just an idea. We can come back to that. We do have an abandoned building. Let's get rid of that. Our demand for industry has subsided, despite the no increase in industry. I guess our population hasn't really gone up either recently, so we probably hit like a nice equilibrium in terms of industry. Here we go. Look at this. So we could have like a fountain right. I'm not quite sure what this fountain looks like here, but we'll throw it down. That can work. Again, I do wish that it could be a little further up. I guess what we could do, as per usual, is kind of throw down a bit of a road here, and then put this in a slightly bit more of a central area. It's a bit, doesn't quite fit, unfortunately. Do we have any other fountains? Could put that on Opera House. That would be something. I think Park Life is really our best bet here for getting a fountain. Save you putting down tons of hedges. It definitely would. Yeah, that's definitely true. I think we'll come back to this. I'm going to delete this for now. I know this looks a bit empty at the moment, but I think, okay with the current state of our education. We're not quite fulfilling everybody's needs. We definitely could do with more people, you know, being able to come to the university, but we've spent a good deal of time on that. And so I think what we'll do is we'll do a quick pivot over to maybe some public transport.